How do you heal your body? Do you believe that inner healing can as well heal your body and heal you of any physical condition? That's a concept that's not so much heard of here in the Western world, but a concept that has been around for thousands and thousands of years in the eastern portion of the world. I'm here to share what I am learning in my healing journey. And part of my discovery is not only doing inner child work, doing shadow work, doing meditation, incorporating all kinds of holistic approaches, but I'm also getting into a completely new mindset. Now, I remember growing up, as many kids do, full of anger, full of resentment, always being told, don't do this, you're a bad person if you do this, this is not how society works, you have to listen all the time in class, etc., etc. I was not allowed to be who I was truly meant to be. I couldn't be my authentic self. The beauty in shadow work is that if I would have known of such a thing when I was younger, I could have easily shifted from being on a low vibrational scale on the level of consciousness. I could have easily shifted that to a way higher vibration. That's okay. It's never too late to start working on yourself and start changing your mindset. In my other video, I have given my opinion on why I thought traditional therapy was an okay tool and needed in many cases, but which also I thought there was much more than traditional therapy, such as when you start taking on a spiritual approach, which is more of, handling your own inner healing. Now, these are the kind of things that can perpetuate into very long-term effects, into even another lifetime, as you're transcending things in this current lifetime. So everybody has a purpose, everybody has a life plan, and we all have the inner knowledge. It's in us, but buried deep down in us because of everything, all of the, all of the dream around us of what is our reality. But really, our reality is within. There's a sense in us knowing that there's something way bigger than this. And many kids who start being aware of this when they're younger, they're actually being labeled as being different, having ADHD, for example. Well, ADHD is just a different way of thinking. It's a kid that doesn't fit into society's mold. That's what it is. And I'm not going to get into that because my point is, as a kid, it's there were many parts of myself that I grew up to hide deep down inside of myself, which caused blockages because I was told there were bad parts. And everybody, so if you have the question who should be doing shadow work or who should be going on a inner healing journey, etc., the answer is everybody, and there's no age to do that. It's basically when there's a sense within that starts awakening. A lot of times that is triggered by an outside event, but there can also be some spontaneous awakenings as well. I'm sure of that. So basically, it's knowledge that you have within and working on some very specific parts of yourself will actually remove a lot of mental blocks. What do mental blocks do? They are bunched up emotions that are living within your tissue in your body, and that wants your attention. They're saying, hey, I have a message for you. You need to release me. You need to let go of me. You need to accept me and release me. And that's how, in order to manifest themselves so you can hear them, they actually become physical illness, because that will get your attention. So I'm big on reading. I like to share new books that I'm reading. So one that I just finished is Letting Go by David Hawkins. Now, the one I just started is by Louise Hay, and it's called Heal Your Body. So what she says in here, and I'm going to share this because I love sharing my knowledge. So she says, and that's on page 31 of Heal Your Body. She says, the mental thought patterns that cause the most disease in the body are criticism, anger, resentment, and guilt. For example, criticism indulged in long enough will often lead to disease such as arthritis, whereas anger turns into things that boil, burn, and infect the body. Resentment, long held, festers and eats away at the self and ultimately can lead to tumors and cancers. Guilt always seeks punishment and leads to pain. So the whole point of this is that there are many things you can do. For example, Louise Hay, she lists all of the conditions in her book, and then she gives an explanation of why you're having this physical ailment, what is the spiritual meaning of it. And then she also gives an affirmation that if you repeat it, you start believing it, right? When we talk about changing your mindset. Now, I'll leave this up to you to look into, depending on what you're trying to heal. But I would like in future videos to really start digging into the specifics of some shadow parts and the healing of those. And I say the healing of those, I meant more the acceptance and the learning to love these parts of yourself and letting them go, as as negative parts. Ultimately, this will start healing your whole body. So the emotions that I would like to focus on are going to be resentment. So let go of resentment and bring in the forgiveness. I would like to talk about guilt and shame, because that's a big one for many people. And in exchange for that, start bringing self-worthiness and self-love. And yeah, so these are the big 3 ones that I would like to dig into deeper. So resentment, guilt, and shame. And ultimately, inner healing will bring you a better sense of peace within. So I will leave this like this, and hopefully in the future, once I have done the work myself, be able to share this information with you. Have a really nice day, everyone.